Today I'll keep my eyes open for those green tags, but definitely won't let it get in my way if I find some good things to resell or to keep. There's some nice Tupperware bowls. The color's still vibrant. Very, very minimal scratching, which is great. They really look nice still. And they're lightweight, unbreakable, and easy to ship. That's always something to consider. Unfortunately, this seller probably should have done a buy it now instead of an auction. This platter I purchased about 3 years ago at a thrift store, and it probably doesn't look like much to you. It's kind of a homely 90s pattern, but people are always still trying to find pieces to go with their china sets. Here's a square version of the platter, and I purchased it for $3.49. Sold it for $280, and I had two of the same platters in competition with me to sell. One was $325 with not good photos, and one was $300 with a chip. So I took beautiful photos, made sure it was in great condition, and sold it for $280 very quickly. That's an Etsy listing. Very pretty green glass piece. Definitely looks vintage or antique, but I'm not sure. There's no maker's marks on it, and I'm not a glass expert. Probably not. This is a really beautiful condition Noritake little serving bowl. Just a really beautiful scene. And it's called Tree in the Meadow. And people are still purchasing pieces from this pattern. Just have to do a little research. Each piece is a little different. Those are two really nice trivets. And they're made from false-graph, which I see a lot of false-graph serveware, dishes, dinnerware at the thrift stores, but those are priced a little too high for the profit margin. There's actually a lot of really good items at this Goodwill, and in this video I am going to be going to a second Goodwill. Here's another serving bowl. I love serving pieces. And this is also from the 80s, Mikasa Studio Nova. And people are still buying pieces to this pattern. It's been discontinued. And Replacements is selling that bowl for $49.99. And it's in very good condition. Very pretty. A little higher price than I would like, even though it is a green tag. I always look at Disney items because a lot of them do sell really well. This particular tray is probably not the highest quality piece, and there's a lot for sale right now, so That's not gonna go in the bag today. And here we go with another vintage serving item. This is called a chop plate, or you could just call it a round platter. This is a 90s pattern. It's really in great condition. Sorry about the filming. And it's also Mikasa. Mikasa was really busy in the 80s and 90s, making beautiful patterns and very popular. And look at the paper napkins. If you happen to find some brand new paper napkins with that pattern, you could make a really good profit. Yet again, more serving pieces. This is a bowl and a serving platter that they taped together by Sango. Sango is not one of my favorite brands to sell. I find their ceramics to chip very easily, but that was a pretty good deal for those two pieces, and I think you could make a decent profit, although it would be very heavy to ship. That's a beautiful Japanese donabe serving dish for communal eating. You could serve hot pot, which I've made before. I love it. It's healthy and delicious. And there's another donabe down here on the left. It's a little bigger. Here's a picture of after I did my prep for my hot pot and my cookbook, and there's my end result when I did my last hot pot. Really pretty studio pottery piece. I did look up the artist, and she is a local artist here in the Pacific Northwest, which I get to see a lot of pottery like that at the thrift stores, and I absolutely love it. This sugar dish caught my eye because it does look like a quality made piece, and I want to talk to you about the maker. The maker is called Fish's Eddy. Keep your eyes open for that label, that maker's mark. There's the maker's mark there. So Fish's Eddy collaborates with other companies and artists at times. They make whimsical and all types of different ceramic pieces and dishes and decorative pieces. And their items are very sought after. There were a lot of sold items by Fish's Eddy on eBay. So turn over those pieces and look at the maker's marks. You never know what you're going to find. Here's another brand to always keep your eyes open for, Fitz and Floyd. People really look for their pieces, and they're mostly ceramics, and they vary widely. So this piece recently sold for $22.99, and there are 7,200 sold listings that are Fitz and Floyd. They were founded in 1960. They're known for their really creative ceramics, their dinnerware, their hand-painted pieces, and their cookie jars. These pieces you might find at your thrift store and not think much of it, so make sure and turn those pieces upside down and look at the underside. I had a jewelry box like this when I was young. They are coming back around again and people are purchasing them. But definitely check condition. These have a tendency to get dirty and the ballerinas don't spin right anymore. The music doesn't play. This one is vintage, but it's not too vintage. I would look for the 60s and 70s ones. There's a really nice one from the 70s. And again, they're fairly lightweight and easy to ship. Very interesting piece, but I'm questioning whether it really is vintage. I think I've seen remakes like this at Home Goods and some other places like that. So I'm just not sure, and I don't think I want to risk it. Plus, it is very large and heavy, and it's $24.99. But it is very beautiful. That's actually a cast iron owl, and I did find one on eBay currently for sale. And that's my cat. He's here with me. Okay, nothing here that's standing out too much. I like to find things in packages. If they're unused in their original packaging, I do like to take a moment and do a little investigating. I found out that this is actually a pillowcase, and it's not worth reselling, but if it were like the whole sheet set, it would definitely be worth reselling. Cute alert. That is just such a cute little figurine of a mouse. I did find a couple online, but not much of a profit margin. So I'm going to take my few things that I purchased for myself and to sell, and tomorrow I'm going to head to the next location. And here we are. There seems to be a lot of interesting pieces just right here on this shelf. That's a West Elm planter. It's hard to describe, so I couldn't find it. It's just a very vague piece. It's nice, though. It would be worth considering selling. I have the film on a fast pace as I go through these items. You know, I'm looking for condition, I'm looking at maker's marks. This is a beautiful piece of pottery, studio pottery with fish on it. It's very abstract and kind of watercolor looking. And that jug has been sold recently, but it is very heavy and large. And if it were worth a lot, I would buy it, but it's not really worth it. I try not to ship and sell too many really heavy items. This is actually a Longaberger wood basket. It's pretty rare to find Longaberger baskets at the thrift store because they still sell for a lot and are highly sought after. But this one is fairly small. It's from their St. Patrick's Day collection. It's been well used. It's fairly dirty and has a little damage, so here it is on the shelf. It's a really nice planter. If I were to purchase it, I'd probably sell it for about $25. This is actually a vintage pipe ashtray. And the cork part in the middle is for knocking the pipe and getting the tobacco out, and so it doesn't damage the pipe. It has a lot of crazing, which you can see up close, all those little cracks. That's called crazing. It's very yellowed. It's not in good condition, so we're going to pass on that. And here's a set of bowls in the planter section. And these are by a company called Metlocks. They're mid-century. This pattern is called confetti. The shape of the bowls is very cute. And there's one pattern at the bottom called Aztec. It's just one bowl, and the rest are confetti. Look for those serving pieces. I seem to be finding things in funny places at this Goodwill. This blue creamer here is in the collectibles department. But it's a nice Franciscan blue creamer. I think I get back to it in the film. I'm a little all over the place because I'm noticing this big piece of coral. I'm wondering if it's real. It's $9.99 and it's a big chunk. This is usually called branching coral or fingers, and there's a lot of it being sold online. Those are two that are pretty similar in size, so I did purchase it. Here's a quick snip of me back at home. I'm pouring some white vinegar into the side of this dish, and it will fizz and make a little bit of a chemical reaction. So see the little bubbles that are happening? And then if you were to put your ear up to that, you would hear the fizzing, and that tells me that this is real coral. So here's my listing photo, and I will be listing that. Now we're back to this pretty creamer here by Franciscan, a very famous company. I think I'm distracted by all the things at the store today. This is a really cool little scene put together by someone. I'm interested in the wood kokeshi dolls, and they're miniature kokeshi dolls, and I think I'm going to buy it and carefully take it apart and remove the dolls. I have quite a bit of experience selling little kokeshi dolls, so I enjoy that, and if anything, it'll just be a fun project. doesn't look very nice. It looks a little worn out, and I'll pass on that. Here's some more Mikasa. A beautiful, you would probably use that as like an ice water jug on your table. And there's another couple pieces of the same pattern. I found like a creamer down below. Overall, this pattern is not extremely popular. There's another little, probably a sugar bowl that's missing the lid. And that looks like the pattern, but it's not. And here's a really sweet little gravy boat. Lots of Franciscan in there today. It's a very beautiful serving bowl. Lots of lovely detail. I considered keeping this for myself. I love the fruit. I love the colors. I love that orange. And there are random pieces like this being sold. This particular brand or maker, I couldn't find any consistent with it. So I will pass on that. I love this. This is called either a butter keeper or a cheese keeper. It's very large, so usually you would use that for cheese. I think the pattern is so neat, and I noticed other pieces like this online, and other pieces had different numbers, but all the other pieces had a maker's mark under the underside, and this one didn't. So I thought that was unusual and thought, could it possibly be a reproduction? So I just let it go. There's a lot of beautiful serving dishes today. There are pieces with this same writing on the underside that are selling. People are using them. See the holes at the top? That's used just to hang the piece. It's probably not used for food service. This is a really beautiful vintage mid-century cobalt blue glass decanter with silver, sterling silver overlay. Beautiful design. The sterling silver is pretty tarnished and needs some polishing. It's $6.99, and it still has a really nice sticker on the bottom. So if it says made in Italy in Florence, you can call it a Florentine decanter. Here it is at home. I polished the right side there, and so I decided to go ahead and polish all the silver up, and here's how it turned out. And here's my listing title. I will be listing it this weekend. This is a vintage USA pottery piece. It is called a tidbit tray for $6.99. It's not a particularly popular pattern and color right now, so I'm going to pass on it. And I was also speaking with someone recently about Precious Moments figurines and have been notified that they are becoming popular again. So I'm keeping my eyes open for these pieces and doing a little extra research before I purchase them. But look, there's a little tiny chip, and I've just gotten to the point where I am not going to buy things with chips unless they're very rare and special and high priced. Then sometimes people will purchase them. This is a really unique, never used gift box. Spoons and matching chopsticks. I do see some similar types of sets being sold on eBay still, but it wasn't enough to get me excited to purchase it. Nice studio pottery piece with the gunmetal finish on the top. I love that look. It looks really nice with the blue. And then next to it is a beautiful turned wood goblet. Sometimes it's called a chalice, but it's smaller, so I would call it a goblet, a wine goblet. It needs a little TLC, and it's too bad it's not in a set, but people do buy those wood goblets. Have you heard of Department 56? That's another brand to look for. Very popular, mostly Christmas and holiday items. This is a huge mercury glass ornament. There's their logo, Department 56. And here's a couple that are currently for sale, but they have not sold, and there isn't any current sold listings. But come around the holiday time is when I would list something like that, because that's when people start to get more frantic about purchasing their Christmas items. This plate doesn't look like much, but it's a beautiful heavyweight, and I thought it looked special. It's also numbered. So I looked it up. It never hurts to do some research on pieces that look a little bit unique and special. And I recognize this pattern. It's Art Deco. It is beautiful. I love the colors. And it is a pattern by Meakin. It is still being sold. This piece is in very good condition. And it's a single cereal bowl, so it would be easy to ship if you can purchase it for the right price and make a good profit. When I show listings on eBay, mostly, if they're in green, it means they actually have been sold. And I try to mostly show those because I like to see if an item has actually sold. But if they're in black, it means they're currently listed. This Highmark pasta serving bowl is in really nice condition. It's very bright and clean. But I did look it up, and there are quite a few of them for sale, and the prices aren't too competitive. So I'm going to put that back. This white container here is called a butter bell or a butter keeper. You remove this part and you put the softened butter down into this part of the vessel. You have to kind of squish it down in there so that when you flip it back over, it doesn't fall out. And then in this side, you put water in about 1/2 inch up, And then when you put the butter back in, it forms an airtight seal and it keeps your butter fresh for longer. So we're at the end of the video. I want to remind you to look for your Amazon return kiosks, because if you have a return item, you will get 20% off your whole purchase at Goodwill. Thanks for joining me today, and please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.